See. I want to left. No, that's all right. If I want to left, I want to right. You can see. All right, it's 11:33. How's audio? Audio's good. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm moving to the left and moving to the right. All right. All right, Mr. AJ, on your cue.
You on?
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another live. My name is Marlene, and if you are new here, thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time to spend your Friday afternoon with us. So today we are making Mais Moulen with shrimp, and also we're going to top it with a sauce tomat. So basically we're making cornmeal with shrimp, and we're topping it off with a tomato sauce. That's it. All right, it's quick, it's simple to make. So we are using large shrimp, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process as I am adding in the flavors, and as I am making the recipes. So without further ado, let's get started. I don't know why I'm nervous this morning. It's not like I didn't see you guys not too long ago, but if you haven't catch our last live, please go after this one, go catch the last one. We also made a delicious recipe, which was red snapper stew. All right. Okay, so to get started, we are using fresh shrimp. If you are not able to get fresh shrimp, go ahead and get it from the freezer section at your local grocery store. Okay, so we're also going to use the shrimp to make a broth with it because we want our Mais Moulen to be very flavorful. We will have this recipe on site at savorythoughts.com pretty soon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and peel the shrimp and put the skin here, and then we're going to let this come to a boil. We're going to season it up, but we'll get to that section later. All right, so, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we will definitely answer all of your questions as much as possible. And if we miss any, we'll try to go back and answer them in the comment section. And also, guys, it really does help us out a lot if you could like this live, share it with your friends. It really does help us out, and other people get to enjoy this delicious recipe as well. Okay. I hope you all are enjoying your Friday. I already washed the shrimp, the outer layer, because I know I am going to be boiling it, but we still have to devein it and rinse it out. All right. Let me know in the comments if you've made Mais Moulen before, or even if you've made a shrimp stew before. The difference between shrimp stew in this recipe versus others is the fact that we are mixing the shrimp with the Mais Moulen. So we're doing it slightly differently. But I do have plans to make shrimp stew and pair it off with the Mais Moulen, top it off with the Mais Moulen in the near future. All right. It's Friday morning here and it is raining. So I'm not sure exactly where you are in this part of the world, but if it's afternoon for you, a happy afternoon. Or good afternoon, there you go. So now we have our last shrimp that we are peeling. For this recipe, you will need 1 pound of shrimp, okay? So again, make sure you wash the outside, just because you don't know how your shrimp was handled prior to you purchasing it. All right, so we're going to transfer the pot. Okay. All right, so we are going to transfer, well, we already transferred the pot to the stove. So now we're going to add some seasoning to the skin, so that way we can try to create a broth. Okay, so here are a few options that you can use. You can use Old Bay seasoning. You can get this at your local grocery store, or you can get this on Amazon. All right. This is not the spicy one. This is just a regular Old Bay seasoning. Your next option, if you don't have Old Bay seasoning, if you have Creole seasoning, that's fine too. You can use that. And if you have, which you should have, our Jacmel seasoning, you can also add that as well. All of this, either ingredients that you use, all you need is about 2 tablespoons. Okay? Because we're going to build the flavor on when we make, when we start making the Mais Moulen. All right, and also, if you don't have our Jacmel seasoning, we've pinned the link for you, so you can go on our website at Savory-Studio, so you can purchase it. All right, so adding 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning and another tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. So Jacmel is created to work well with every ingredient. So this is the bottle right here. All right, so it works well with every ingredient, so you won't have a problem. And it also leaves you room to adjust the salt level if you need to. So this is 4 cups of water that we're going to add in. So we're going to give it just a quick stir and let it do its thing. You know me and cooking, just let it do its thing. Alrighty. So now we are going to devein our shrimp. If you have jumbo shrimp, that's really good. You could use that. Here, to devein it, just, you know, make sure you just make a small slit. And you see the vein? And just pull the vein out. And that's it. All right. So sit back, enjoy while I devein the shrimp. water to help me out. Our broth is starting to boil, which is perfect timing. And once we are done, we're going to strain it and just build up on the flavor. Okay, I don't have a lot to do. And sometimes you can also buy the shrimp already deveined, which is always a plus. It saves you tons of time. I could have done this before the live, but I wanted you guys to see exactly how I do it. Just in case if you find yourself in a situation like us and you need to devein your shrimp, at least you know how to. And another reason why you want to devein your shrimp is another way of cleaning your shrimp. You want to make sure that you get anything that's not normal. Alright, so you want to make sure that your food is nice and clean, or at least as clean as you can possibly get it. And one thing about Haitian cooking, we make sure that we clean our meat, we make sure we clean our seafood. So this is a process, but a much needed process. And So this is all right. So this is the last one. So let's put this in the sink. Clean up our station, and our broth is coming along nicely. Here, look at that. It's coming along nicely, and I actually have my temperature on high. Okay, that's exactly what you need. All right. Okay, so to this, I'm also going to add in garlic peels. This is completely optional, but because you want to up your flavor, so I'm just going to add 4 garlic peels to this. All right, and then later on we're going to mince our garlic. Okay, and don't worry, I washed these as well. Again, you want to make sure that you wash everything, or at least as much as you can. Alright. So just let that boil for an additional 2 minutes or so. Okay. That's a good thing about broth. You can literally add anything that you want. Just have to envision the flavors that you're going for, and you can add anything that you want to it. So let me just wash this and we'll be right back with the shrimp. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed what I did, but I washed the shrimp with vinegar and water. All right. So with this amount of shrimp, about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of vinegar just will be just fine. All you need. Okay. So now we're going to season the shrimp lightly with our Jacmel seasoning. So we're just going to add 1 tablespoon. Okay, that's a bit too much. I'm also doing this for the blog, guys, so that way you guys can have the video and the full written recipe. So it's going to be ready for you at savorythoughts.com. All right, so now let's mix this well, and we are going to let it marinate slightly. All right. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday, or whichever day you decide to watch this live. Okay, so let's set that aside. Let's move on to the next one. I have 1 mini bell pepper. So, or if you have a full-size bell pepper, that's fine. You can use that as well. Just be sure to cut it in half because it's going to be way too much. Okay. All right. So let's remove the seeds. If you do not make this with shrimp, let me know in the comments exactly what other meat or seafood or protein you would use to make this recipe. Or if you're a Mais Moulen fan, because some people are not a fan of Mais Moulen. I've always loved Mais Moulen. So I can have it with Mais Moulen with black beans, red beans, cole with sauce poire, with fish, with beef, with chicken. I can even have it for breakfast. So for those of you who are not very familiar with Mais Moulen, it's basically what I tell people. It's yellow cornmeal, but the coarse version. And you will cook it almost similar to how you would cook grits. Almost, except for you don't add all the cheese and everything else that you would add in grits in milk. Alrighty. This is one of my favorite Haitian food. It's Mais Moulen. Oh, also Mais Moulen with legume. Mais Moulen with legume is really good. And we have a legume recipe on the website at savythoughts.com. So just go in the search section and type in legume and it will come up for you. We have legume militant, we have legume végétal. So you are good to go. And we will be adding more legume recipe soon on the site. So the next ingredient we're adding in is baby bella mushroom. This is the split version. So you can buy them whole or you can buy them split. And all you need is about 4 ounces. So we're going to mince our mushroom. This will add some substance to the Mais Moulen, because we also want to make Mais Moulen as healthy as we possibly can. So this is another flavor profile that we are adding into it. Okay. Now if you're thinking, Merlene, I don't have mushroom and I don't like mushroom, that's fine. You don't have to add mushroom. Alright. You can definitely add another vegetable to your liking. You can add some greens to it as well. You can add spinach. You can even add kale, but be sure to dice, really finely chop, not dice, but chop your kale finely. Alright. You can also add bok choy to it. I love bok choy, by the way. You can even add cabbage to it, which same family as bok choy. Alright. So you have quite a few options. So let's go ahead and transfer our mushroom and bell pepper to a plate, so that way we can strain the broth. Okay. Oh, before we do that, we have one more ingredient to chop up, and that's going to be tomatoes. So we're just going to add 1 tomato. All right. Okay, so 1 tomato. This is just regular tomatoes that I got from the local grocery store, just regular tomato on the vine. You can also use the canned crushed tomatoes if you have that, that's fine. Just drain the liquid out, that's what I would say. Okay, nothing fancy, just roughly chop it. Okay. Tomatoes are very good for you guys, and it's very good in Mais Moulen as well, especially if you're making Mais Moulen blanc. I love Mais Moulen blanc with spinach and tomatoes in it. So that's another recipe we could make together. Alrighty. So let's bring our tomatoes here. All of this goodness is going to be added to the Mais Moulen, or the cornmeal. Okay. All right. Next, we are going to strain the broth. So, where's my strainer? Let me get the strainer. Actually, let me use this. Babe, can I get that one, please? Thank So we're going to strain the Mais Moulen. You wanna hold this for me? Thank you. Let's strain the broth. Okay. Be careful not to burn yourself. Alright. All of that goodness. Perfect, thank you, babe. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So just be mindful that your broth will reduce some, but that's to be expected anytime you're boiling water. So this is how much. You can see the cups. All right, let's put this aside. Okay, so we have, oh, there it is. We started off with 4 cups and we have just about 3.5 cups. So we're going to add some more water, to it. Okay, so let's set that aside. Guys, remember I'm doing this for you all as well to put on the blog, so I have to make sure that it's being done properly, that the camera is picking it up. All right, next thing is for us to cook our food. Starting off first, we're going to start off with the shrimp. Okay, so let's bring that. Let's heat this baby up. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil. You can use, I would not recommend you use olive oil, especially if you're trying to fry your shrimp. So you could use avocado oil, you could use grapeseed oil, you could use vegetable oil or canola oil. Okay, so let that come to temperature. And then we also have some other vegetables which we'll be adding to the recipe. So just let it come to temperature, sit back, enjoy. It's not quite hot yet. I don't feel the heat just yet. So let's just enjoy, sit back and enjoy, let it do its thing. Enjoy the music. just one to see how it is first. Perfect. Perfect. All right. What I would recommend is that you use a pot that you're also going to make the Mais Moulen in, because we're not going to empty out this oil. We want to build up on the flavor. Okay? It's already starting to smell amazing. All right. I'm just going to let it sit undisturbed, so enjoy some more music and we'll be back. Alright, so what I just did is, it was giving me a lot more liquid than I wanted. I want to make sure that this caramelized a little, brown up a little. So I just drained some of the liquid into the broth. Alright. Okay. Great. It's starting to build up, starting to give me, oops, exactly what I am looking for. Add just a little bit, well, about a teaspoon, just to help it. Perfect. I don't want my shrimp to overcook, because otherwise it will have that rubbery texture, which I don't want. Now you see all these little brown bits in here? That's exactly what you want. All of that is flavor. Okay? So let it cook and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of tomato paste to it. All right, so 1 teaspoon tomato paste. Look at that. Now we need to move fast. So from the broth, I'm going to get 1 tablespoon of the liquid just to deglaze it. All right. Just gonna pop it out some. Let's do 1 more. So in total, we're adding in 2 tablespoons of the broth. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to remove this. Sit the shrimp aside. Okay. Remember, do not use baby shrimp for this, otherwise you'll be looking for your shrimp in your dish, wondering where did the shrimp go. Okay. So all of this is flavor. All of this. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. So in total, we added about 4 tablespoons. Okay. Now we're going to start with everything else. First thing first, our chopped vegetables. Okay. Isn't this pretty? Would you guys eat this? Would you guys make this recipe? Would you guys change anything? We're also going to add in our garlic. Remember, these were 4 garlic cloves. Okay, it's already smelling amazing here already. All right. Look at that. All of this is flavor. Everything here that I'm scraping off, all of that is flavor. Okay. So in here, I also have 1 leek that I sliced, and then half of celery stalk. Okay. Look at that. Your Mais Moulen is going to be amazing. I'm telling you, when you guys make it for your family and friends, they are going to want to ask you for the recipe. And then that's when you're going to say, I got it from Marlene at SavoryThoughts.com. She showed me how to make it live. All right. Okay, loves. So we're going to let this do this thing for about 30 seconds. Just clean up. You always want to make sure that your pan is nice and clean. Okay. I need another card. All right, so it's been about 30 seconds. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of, actually not 2, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Let's add 2. Make it nice and flavorful, right? Let's add 2. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to add more flavor. I'm going to add another tablespoon of Jacmel. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Stir lightly. All right. Now we're going to add our Mais Moulen. So this is what it looks like. Okay. So this is the cornmeal. Exactly what it looks like. I already washed it. So be sure to wash it until the water runs clear. And this is 2 cups of your cornmeal. This is the coarse cornmeal. You can get this at the international store. Okay. Look at that. Valentine's Day is coming up, guys. If your Haitian boo loves Mais Moulen, this is something you can make. And tell them I say you're welcome. Alright, so we're going to add the liquid. Oh, this looks so delicious. It's nice and healthy. Okay, we added our vegetables. We have protein in it. All right. Look at that. And we're going to add about 5 thyme sprigs. Okay. If you have Scotch bonnet pepper, you can go ahead and add that in it as well. But do not break it unless you want to make it spicy. Okay. So when I make Mais Moulen, I like my Mais Moulen to be on the, not too liquidy, but not too, what's the word I'm looking, not pot, but not too sticky. So right here we have 4 cups of liquid in here. And I'm thinking I want to add about half a cup more. Okay. All right. I think I feel a little bit better with this. So we added in total 4.5 cups of liquid. Let me just taste it. Ooh. So at this point, I don't need to adjust the salt. I don't need to adjust the seasoning. I like it just the way it is, but if you want to add more salt to it, that's perfectly fine. That's up to you. But right now, I can guarantee you would like it just the way it is. Okay. If I was making this for myself and AJ only, oh, we are covering it to make sure that it, it cooks. So if I was making this for AJ and I only, I most likely would have added the Scotch bonnet pepper and break it just to give it some spice. But because the kids are also eating this, then I'm keeping it kid friendly. I'm not going to add any hot peppers to it. All right, so sit back, enjoy more music, and let it cook, and we'll come back within a couple minutes to check it out. Okay. Okay, so while the Mais Moulen is cooking, let's go ahead and move over and make our sauce tomat, okay? Which is basically a tomato paste soup, stew. So we call it sauce instead of stew. It's going to be very simple. We're going to add just our staple ingredients to it, okay? I already sliced some onions, but now I'm letting this heat up. And while it's heating up, let's add about a tablespoon of oil. The oil I've been using today, guys, is canola oil. Okay. Thank you again for those of you who are watching and who are here with us live. Thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with us. All right, so let that come to temperature and enjoy some music. Let me just check the oil to make sure that it is starting to heat up. I'm just splashing some water in it just to make sure. Right now nothing is happening, so it's not going ting, 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 ting. So I'm just waiting for it to come back up. All right. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So I'm gonna add just a few onions. Okay. So let that cook until translucent. And let me get 2 garlic cloves, okay? Alright, so I'm just smashing the garlic. Okay. And the garlic in here. Just a simple sauce we're going to use. And I'm already starting to smell the garlic. I'm already starting to smell the onions. Temperature is high. Let's turn it down some. Okay. And to this, we are going to add, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and we can adjust it if needed. You see right now, my onions are starting to brown up, so that's a good indication it's time to move on to the next step. Okay. So 1 tablespoon tomato paste. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to help fry the tomato paste, okay? Just a little bit. And then I'm going to slowly add the remaining water, all right? This is 1 cup of water altogether. See how our sauce is already coming together? Right now, it's looking a little bit too light for my liking. So most likely I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of water. 1 more tablespoon of tomato paste to it. Okay. It's a little bit too light. So 1 more tablespoon. And then we are going to season it with some more Cornmeal. Let's use our fingers. That's why we wash our hands before we cook, right? So we're going to add for this amount, let's do 1/2 tablespoon of the Cornmeal. Did I ever tell you guys how much I love Cornmeal? Cornmeal and Delma, out of all of our spice blends, are my 2 favorite ones. But Cornmeal is very versatile. Like, you can use it in literally anything. That's why I like Cornmeal so much. It's the perfect all-purpose seasoning or table seasoning. And especially with vegetables, sauteed vegetables. Let me tell you. All right. I'm also going to add 1/2 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire sauce. Perfect. My goal is to get you guys to say perfect. All right. Now at this point, you can also add Scotch bonnet pepper to it. Or you can add, you can also add parsley. Our Saint-Marc is wonderful with it, which we also have Savory-Studio. You can also get that online. Or go to savorythoughts.com and click on shop. It will be right there for you. So I'm going to add 2 bay leaves to this, and that's it. We're just keeping it simple, okay? One, 2. You know what? I kid. Let's add 1/2 tablespoon of crushed pepper flakes to it, just for some heat. I changed my mind at the last minute for that one. It's still optional if you want to do it. Okay, so lower your heat down to medium and then just let your sauce simmer. Actually medium low, and just let it simmer. Okay, so we are good to go here. Now let's move to the Mais Moulen. Okay. Let's get these out of the way. All right, so let's move over to the Mais Moulen section, okay? Amazing. Look at that. just the way I like it. It's not too watery, it's not too sticky. Those of you may know this as polenta as well, but the polenta, it comes in different grains. So again, depending on where you are and where you shop, that's another name for it. Okay, let's lower our heat. It's starting to stick at the bottom and we don't want that. Oh. So we're going to do a quick taste test to make sure that the Mais Moulen is cooked. When I was in Haiti, growing up in Haiti, we used to call this Mais Moulen Goute. Translation:
Mais Moulen.
Mais Moulen big head. That's the translation.
But it's really meaning coarse.
Coarse, yes. All right. Oh my gosh, guys, this is exactly how I like the texture. That's how I like my Mais Moulen. Just like that. Let's do a quick taste test. Make sure that it is cooked properly. Actually, yeah. Okay, I know it's taking me forever, but I always pray before I taste the food. So. Okay. Oh my gosh, the flavor. I taste everything. All the shrimp, the broth, the Worcestershire sauce, the jacmel, the Old Bay seasoning from the shrimp. It has just slight kick because of the pepper that's mixed in the jacmel, but other than that, it is. So I needed to let it cook for an additional 30 seconds to a minute or so. So I'm going to cover it, but prior to me covering it, this is the perfect time where you want to add in your shrimp. All right. Oh, you, my loves. I'm telling you, you want to make this. You want to make it for your loved ones. Meanwhile, I am burning up because I'm holding this hot. I always tell AJ when I make his food and it's really good, I always tend to burn because it's being made with love. Just so I can get him to feel guilty. And so he can say, well, babe, next time I'll cook. It's never happened. So I'll continue to say, babe, I just got burned. And it's being made with love. All right, my darlings. Okay. 30 more seconds or so, we should be good to go. It is really good, guys. The food recipe is going to be on the website because I definitely want you guys to make this recipe. It's delicious. we let this touffe, let's taste our sauce. Look at that. This is exactly what I want. It's nice. It's red. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It looks rich. And it's not watery. Okay, so let's do a quick taste test. Oh, the kids won't be having this. It's kind of on the spicy side, but if that's what you like, then that's great. But this is done. So now let's move over. Our sauce is almost done. But before we do that, remember what I said to you guys, when you're making Haitian food or Haitian sauce in particular, you always want to make sure that you have extra onions so you can add some slices on the top. Just so when you're ready to serve your sauce, you have that crunchy but soft texture from the onions and mix it with the actual dish. Like it's a perfect combination, okay? So I'm gonna add just a few spices. I actually cut my onions a little bit too thin. Normally it would be a little bit thicker. So now that is done. And I turned off the heat. So basically now the remaining onions is just being cooked by the heat, okay? So let's get a bowl. We are done with our Mais Moulen. Let's move this aside. Can we do that? Perfect. Okay. Let's put this here because we are getting ready to plate our Mais Moulen. All right. We're going to have the man come and taste it. Try saying that 3 times fast. Okay. All right. We're good. Okay. So let's bring this here. We good? Again, this is like the perfect texture for what I like. All right. Your Mais Moulen will harden the longer it sits, but that's fine. What you need to do is just pop it in the microwave and you are good to go. Okay. So I think let's give him some vegetables on the side. There you go. All right. And then we're going to take our, hold on, before we do that, let's show it to the camera. Just so when you guys go back and watch this, you have it from every angle. Let's put the sauce here. Okay, so now, you see what I was talking about with the onions? Okay, so, once you see the onions, see it's not too crunchy. And we have some sauce. And voila. Okay. This is the finished dish. Okay. And then let's show that. And Babe is going to come and test it out for us. Here's your fork.
This is the favorite part of the entire show because that's
You get
the
to
part
taste?
I get to eat. That's right it is. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, eating is my favorite pastime.
Your specialty?
Yes. That food looks almost as good as you, babe.
Show it to them first before you get it. There you go. It's good. Well, thank you. All right, guys. So that's the live for today. Thank you so much. We truly hope that you join us on the next live. Thank you for spending your Friday with us, and please don't forget to like this live and share it with your friends. We will see you on the next one. Cheers. You good?
Good.
All right. So you don't mind if I eat it?
What about me?
I have more.